Griffin the Griffin by BlackWing. Chapter 95. Hello, Everypony. So, finally back to Ponyville. Steelhorn is going to deal with Silver and get us our paycheck. A bunch of ponies are getting dropped off. We'll be here for a day or two. Might as well relax for a bit. I went human and had Gilda fly me down. We were still on our separation, but we both had something to do in town. So she brought me down. I didn't pry as to what she was doing. Walking through town, I took in the peaceful surroundings. Foals at play, Pegasi flitting through the clouds, ponies setting up their market stalls, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon being bitches. Again. Seriously, leave the Crusaders alone. Hello again. Griffin! The fool ran to me to say hi. Yeah, you little scamps. Those two ain't giving you trouble now, are they? Especially after last time? I grinned darkly.
We're not afraid of you. There's nothing you can do. What happened to your wing?
They said, opening eyes in shock. A dragon ate it, I deadpanned.
Did it hurt?
Scootaloo asked nervously, buzzing her own wings occasionally. Incredibly. Got ripped right off. She ate it, bones and all. Said it tasted like chicken.
But you can't fly anymore. How are you going to keep it up?
I'll be getting a replacement in a week. I'm going to be a cyborg, like from science fiction.
Cool.
The Prissy Pants Parade didn't have anything to say to that, so they just left. Anyways, what are you up to?
Oh crap, we're going to be late. Dad said I should have Applebloom and Sleepy Bell over for a sleepover.
Did Scootaloo just say crap?
Did Scootaloo just say Dad?
But I quickly recovered. But it's first thing in the morning.
Well, yeah, we're going to spend all day setting it up. It's going to be the best sleepover party ever. Gotta run.
And then the three of them zoomed off to parts unknown. I don't even know. I think I'll just go find somewhere to chill out. Finding a restaurant to get some breakfast, I ate quickly before finding my way to the park and laying on the bench, my wingless side to the backrest so it wouldn't get in the way. I might have dozed off for a bit before I heard a voice. Are you Griffin? I opened my eyes and turned to see a pony with a pen and a notepad, as well as a cricket on her shoulder. Journalist. Well, it's about time. Yeah, I am. Hi, my name's Puppy Love, and this is Dave. She motioned to the cricket. Do you mind if I interview you? Yeah, sure. I've been dodging the press long enough. Might as well get the full story out there. Gilda's point of view.
I flew into the little town, which, I'll admit, isn't actually so bad once you get used to it. Griff went off to do whatever while Steelhorn does his thing. The rest of the crew didn't bother, as they all had stuff to do. Me, I need to go have a talk with a certain 6 ponies. I need advice, and since Griff seems to think they know what they're doing well enough, it might as well be them. I knocked on the library door, which of course was kind of stupid since it's a public library, but all the same, courtesy. I knocked anyways, then entered. The purple one was busy putting away books. She turned, and when she saw me, she was a little bit startled. Oh, Gilda, nice of you to drop by? Can I help you with something? Actually, yeah. Can you get your friends to come over? There's something I need to talk about, and for whatever reason, Griffin trusts you, so I figured you might be able to give me a bit of advice. Alright then. Just wait here. I'll go get the girls. And just like that, she was out the door. Maybe a half hour passed, which consisted of me idly poking at books, trying to find one I was interested in. That attempt failed miserably, as nothing in that tree caught my eye. All I had succeeded in was putting several books in the wrong places. All 6 of them trotted in, and Twilight brought a table and some chairs for us to sit at. Everyone cautiously took their seats, especially the yellow one, Fluttershy. She seriously needs to buck up. But I guess she's alright in her own way.
So, Gilda, what do you want to talk about?
Twilight asked. Well, here's the thing. See, can you send the dragon somewhere else? No offense, but this is kind of an adult conversation.
Don't have to ask me twice. If you're all gonna talk about romance stuff, I'll just go hang out with Snips and Snails.
He couldn't bail out fast enough. I was thankful for that. Okay, so here goes. I've been in heat for the past 2 weeks, and I did something I shouldn't have. So I explained it to them. How I would have felt guilty. What I tried tricking him into doing. For my sake and Nadine's, without really thinking about how he felt. And how, just like that, he'd forgiven me. So long as we gave him his space for the next while.
Well, we all get a little crazy now and then. And what you did was wrong, but you're not yourself. He understands that, and he won't hold it over you.
The prissy one Rarity explained.
He must really love you to be able to let something like that go. I mean, I know it's normal here, but something like that goes against who he is. For him to just let it go.
Understatement of the century there. He bought a ring. A wedding ring. He almost threw it out after what I did. He did throw it out, I just got it back. But in the end, he kept it and said maybe later. Can you believe it? Marriage. I know it won't be for a while yet, but he's clearly thinking about asking me to marry him.
Well, I don't see a problem with it if you're both happy.
Fluttershy spoke up. Well, there's the other thing. When he got high on the catnip, we did it while I was in heat. I don't get it! Dash tilted her head to the side. It means... I was about to explain. You're gonna have a baby! And there's Pinkie Pie. Well, not exactly. It's not for sure, but there's a good chance. Like, a really good chance.
I'm not too sure what y'all want us to do about it.
The farmer, Applejack, said. Well, I don't know whether or not I'm pregnant. And I figured since Twilight is so smart and good with magic and whatnot, she could find out.
Oh, well, that's simple enough. Go lay on the couch.
I did as she asked, laying belly up on the couch as she slowly ran her horn above my stomach as it softly glowed. A couple minutes passed, and a small spot on me began glowing as well. I don't like the look of it.
Well, that's that. I don't know whether to say sorry or congratulations. You're going to be a mother.
Are you sure?
This is a spell that detects impurities. Basically, anything that isn't you starts glowing. Unless it's a tumor or a piece of metal lodged in there.
No. I can't be.
Well, you are.
Don't you get it? I can't be a parent. Listen, when I first came to Ponyville, what did I do? You all remember, don't you? I'm mean. I'm petty. Let's face it, I'm a bitch. I'd be a terrible mother. And Griff... Oh, jeez, Griff. How's he gonna raise a kid properly when he wasn't raised right himself? Half the time, he still acts like a kid himself. And then our mission. If I'm pregnant and taking care of a kid, how am I supposed to fight? How can we take care of a kid if we do fight? How do you raise a kid on a ship always on the move? Or do we leave our child behind with someone else while we go take on the world? Or do we put him up for adoption just because we can't be bothered? Or do I know there are doctors. Oh. Suddenly I felt a hoof on either side of my head, and 2 giant stern blue eyes set in a yellow head, and framed by a pink mane were staring right into my own. You are not getting an abortion! You hear me? I couldn't look away. You're carrying an innocent child, and you are not going to do something so despicable just because it would make life hard. Of course she'd have a strong position on this. I don't care if you kill dragons and try to eat ponies, or griffins and diamond dogs,
Or if you get rid of slavers that make ponies miserable, but an unborn baby? Say it! Say you won't!
I won't. I had no choice. That shy little mare suddenly put forth a will so powerful, so dominating, I literally couldn't do anything but agree with her. It's like she was crushing my soul using her own. Is this the stare Griff was talking about? I won't. But still, I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
Well, darling, the first thing you need to do is tell him.
We already pointed out. I know, but I can't. Not yet. I can't yet. I'm not ready to tell him. What if he gets angry? What if he leaves?
Gilda, come on! We both know him.
Dash started.
He doesn't run away from anything, and he's not gonna get mad either.
Except the reason I'm pregnant is because I made a mistake. He didn't want this. I forced it on him, and now I'll be forcing parenthood on him too. I can't do that. If he were to just walk away, he'd have every right to.
Which is why when you tell him, you should be among friends. Break it to him easy. Give him room to breathe, and don't push for him to make a decision. Let him make up his own mind.
Where the hell did the little shy one get so smart? It's like she's been through this, or maybe because she's the element of kindness. She's an empath and can understand what people are going through without going through it herself. Nope, not gonna think about it. Don't want to make a subplot, as Griff would call it. And now I think my life is a story. After reading Griff's journal, I'm as crazy as he is. Maybe that's a good thing. I know I can't tell him yet, so soon after what happened. I'll give it a couple months, until I'm ready to tell him.
Griffin's point of view. So, that's it. Anything else? No, I think that's good. Thank you for your time. Puppy Love started to walk away. I have to say, she's one of the few sane ponies in this world, and she has a talking cricket ride her around. Oh, hey, wait. Of all those humans out there you've found, have you ever actually seen what a human looks like? Well, no. Then how do you know it's real? And that we're not just crazy? Well, there's way too many for it to be an isolated incident. And for so many to show up with the same craziness is still convenient. Still, I don't actually have any solid proof, just a theory about where the hole's in it. What if I told you I could give you the proof? Oh? How? Well, by turning human. You could do that. Yeah, watch. I removed my amulet, and said the magic words, and felt my body change. I stood tall and cracked my back, then sighed in relief. Well, you gonna get a picture or what? Oh, right. Let me just set up the equipment. After a time, which I assume she spent setting up the camera, I felt something under my right hand. Okay, so just put your hand on my head so everyone pony can see how tall you really are, and I'll set off the camera from here. I'm in the photo so they'll be able to tell it's real. I lifted my hand up and put it on top of her head, ruffling her mane slightly, as I heard a click. Alright, done. Thanks again. No problem. If you don't mind me asking, why are you wearing sunglasses? She asked. Well, that would be... I looked where I thought she was. Because I have no eyes. I removed my glasses to let her see the empty sockets. I could practically feel her shudder before I put them back on. Okay, creepiness aside, that's good. Certifiable proof of aliens in Equestria. I'm gonna be famous. I mean, you already told the princesses and a bunch of other ponies, but I'm the first one to actually get a picture of a human. She made a sound which I believed to be her clapping her hoofs together. I decided that I was tired of having to guess what was going on, so I turned back into a griffin, my vision becoming back to just in time for me to notice Diamond Tiara looking at me. She saw me transform. She merely stood there with her jaw hanging down. Standing there with your mouth open is unbecoming of a lady. I walked over and poked her on the forehead, which caused her to fall off her hooves onto her side, the aforementioned limbs sticking out rigidly. And she's gone. Might want to get her home. Or something. Yeah, by the way, your hands are really nice. They feel good in the main. Okay then, I'm just gonna go now. See you around, maybe? And then I laid back down on the bench. Gilda's point of view.
Wait, he doesn't see pony style? Like, all the time?
Dash said with her eyes wide.
I'm not sure how, but the conversation had inevitably turned into bedroom practices.
Oh, my.
Fluttershy blushed heavily. Well, apparently that's the way they normally do it, I explained. Face to face, feeling his warm breath on me. Oh, and then when he turns human and uses his hands. If all the humans here took their true forms, spa ponies everywhere would go out of business. Then he wraps his arms around me and squeezes me with his hands. And then he runs his hands through my feathers, letting his fingers separate them and push the skin underneath ever so gently, all along the entire wing, top and bottom, and buries his face in my neck feathers and kisses along them while nuzzling. When he changes form, he's like a really big teddy bear that gives a sensual massage. His skin is so smooth, too. I just want to hug the life out of him and never let him go. And that's all before the sex. Well, if it's like that, I can hardly blame you for doing what you did. You gotta know better than to cut you off entirely. And then I gently run my claws all over him, which makes him shudder. Apparently, it's really tingly. And then I run him through his hair and then down his side as I slip his pants off. He wears clothes? Yeah, humans wear clothing all the time. Their society actually has a nudity taboo. And in some places, it's actually illegal. Doesn't he know that wearing pants is, No, he hasn't got a clue. He's got no idea that pants are considered bedroom wear. When we're done and he gets dressed before changing back, he dresses in layers. Oh my. Applejack was blushing now. And then he does this thing with his tongue. Dash, who was flying at the time, had her wings locked straight out, causing her to fall on the floor with a crash. He uses his tongue? She exclaimed. Hi, girls, I'm back. Spike picked that moment to walk back into the library, carrying a number of cupcakes. What'd I miss? Oh, nothing. Just girl talk, I said nonchalantly. Then why are Rainbow's wings standing at attention? Everyone looked at him in shock. What? It was in that anatomy book you showed me, Twilight. Spike, you're getting older, and I'm sure you'll soon start feeling things. So I got you this book to explain blah, blah, blah. Yes, I did read it. In Pegasi, during times of arousal of any nature, including but not limited to excitement, fear, anger, or sensual tension, the wings spread wide. This has many different functions depending on the nature of the arousal. For excitement is to act quickly, for fear it is to escape, and anger to make the Pegasus appear larger and more intimidating. And in terms of sexual tension, it provides balance during coitus, while at the same time making the sensitive nerves normally used for flight available, which can be manipulated by skilled hoofs to cause relaxation. He quoted, She doesn't look upset, excited, or afraid, so there's really only one explanation. You had me leave so you could talk about your love lives. Not that I'd want to stick around and listen to all that mushy stuff instead of, say, eating cupcakes. So, want any? The looks on their faces when they heard the so-called baby dragon talking so nonchalantly about something they all blush about, even in privacy, was priceless. Hey, Gilda, about ready to go? Griff soon followed his usual wingless self. The Pegasi in the room, upon seeing his left side void of something that should be there, immediately snapped their wings to their sides, imagining themselves in the same situation. Just about. Still got a while before we have to go. We could always have tea, Rarity suggested. Sure, I could go for a cup. Just a sec. And right in front of the ponies, he turned human again.
Chairs are so uncomfortable as a griffin.
He said as he felt around, grabbing a chair and sat on it. All but Twilight and myself were wide-eyed.
Oh, right, I forgot most of you haven't seen me like this. This is what I used to look like. Well, mostly.
I could see the looks in their eyes, the confusion, the wonder, the amazement. Well, actually, no, I couldn't, but I'm sure I could imagine.
And suddenly everything is quiet. I'm blind now, so I can't see the looks on your faces.
Gilda, why is Griffin missing his wing and his eyes?
Twilight asked.
Well, I think he can explain that better than you can, since he was there.
He let out a sigh, then began.
Ember. You remember Ember, right? From the Grand Galloping Gala? The black dragon that beat Luna into the dirt? Well, I ran into her. As it turns out, she's actually crazy, and needed my help to get her uncrazy. I had two options. Go in there and kill her, or try and knock some sense into her. I picked the second one. In the middle of fixing her head, she grabbed my wing, ripped it off, and ate it. Feathers, bones, and all. She said it tasted like chicken. I had to turn human to escape, and I got away, but she got my eyes.
Pretty much everyone was silent after that. Nobody wanted to think about what had happened to him a mere 2 weeks ago. Something he was now apparently totally okay with?
What's it like? Transforming?
Twilight asked.
It's odd. Kind of like growing in high speed. What's more awkward, though, is the changes you go through between the forms. For example, I'm 21 now and full grown. I've already been through puberty. But griffins have a longer lifespan and reach maturity later. Turning into a griffin, I'm fully grown at 20, but that's when puberty starts. But instead of growing, the feathers change color. So basically, I have to go through being a hormone-crazed teenager again. Which, not surprisingly, accounts for my immaturity and mood swings. I knew something was off, but I only realized what it was when I changed back and forth so many times. I was able to figure it out. I'm much more mellow and reasonable when I'm in this form, and I think it helps me think more clearly.
You know, I'd like to run some tests.
The librarian began.
Nope. You know the deal. Until you figure out how the heck hooves work for holding things and can explain it in a manner I can understand, I'm not giving you any of my notes on magic or letting you do any tests on me.
She pouted angrily.
So, if you're missing a wing, how are you gonna fly?
Rainbow Dash asked.
I have a genius doctor and robotics engineer on board. Next time you see me, I'll be part robot.
I'd love to see how that works.
Twilight got a certain gleam in her eye. Well, Griff, it's time to go. Schedule to keep and all. Let's get out of here before she dissects you. With that, I threw him on my back and took off towards the ship. Spending some time with just the girls was nice, and it was good to catch up with Rainbow. But they're still ponies. So innocent and naive. Annoyingly so, to the point that they think their way of life is the only way. And Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie.
Dear Princess Celestia, do you know how to regrow body parts? I misplaced a few of mine. Sincerely, Griffin.